Hi there, I'm Claire from Claire Chancellor Coaching, and today what I want to talk about is the Five of Wands. Now, when you see this card, knowing it's a number five, we've created a lot of change. That's what five tends to represent, is the change. And when it comes to the Five of Wands, this particular change is not such a good surprise. In fact, it's a bit of a problem kind of change. When we look at this card, we've got a lot of little people here playing their own role. No one is stepping forward to take the authority, to take the lead. And so there's a level of sort of tension here. What are we doing? Struggle to work out what's the next steps. And if only somebody would just put their hand up and lead. If you think about like brainstorming or being in a meeting at work, or even let's say being part of a family here, we're on a weekend getaway. What are we going to do? Everyone has their ideas. No action is being taken because we're still kind of trying to work out what we're going to do and nothing gets done. It comes around to being lunchtime and it's like, oh, okay, the day's half gone. Now what are we going to have for lunch? So if this card is coming up in a reading, 9 out of 10 times it's telling the sitter that they need to step forward. No more going with the flow, no more compromising, no more sort of game playing and trying to work out, everybody's motives. Step forward. Be the strongest leader in the room. We really need you to take that next level of your spiritual evolution, to know what you want and to go for it. This particular card in reverse, however, can represent ego. That part of somebody who is really fighting to be significant, and by the fight and the competition that they're creating so much tension within themselves that there's an inability to hear what everyone else is having to say. There's an inability to go with the flow. So if this card is coming up in reverse, I would be asking about, what's your intention? What's going on here with needing to win, or what are the, how, let's actually check in with the team. What would we say to somebody if this card came up in reverse? And it's trying to work out what are the resentments that you're holding onto that you really need to let go of. And so if this card comes up for relationships, this card is saying that we've got two people kind of living separate lives. It's not so extreme that they're living in two separate apartments, but they're barely seeing each other. They're barely sort of seeing eye to eye. There's a commitment to the relationship, but not a commitment to one another. So they're there, they're kind of doing their own thing, work, everything else has got its priority more than the other person. This can also represent like the unrelated interests. So he's off to the football, she's off to get a massage, they go to work in two different worlds. It paints a really clear picture here that within the relationship we need to check in what's important to you about love, about feeling significant, about feeling special in a relationship. Is this something that you want, or are your arrangements working for you? I'd say that they're probably not working for you with this card. However, you're kind of tolerating and making things work. Within the symbology in this card, we've got that red character right in the center, and he's impulsive. He's impulsive. He's imposing his authority. Watch out for that one. We've got the little character there in the blue who's got his back to us. And he's also telling us there that he's trying to stand back, look at the bigger picture and trying to communicate. It's just not being heard. We've got the green peacemaker there, okay, like, come on guys, let's work this out. And we've also got the yellow character and the one in the background there, it's they've got they're fighting for their own values. That, one here might be valuing the intelligence and the knowledge of what we're doing, versus the one in the blue who might be fighting for the fighting for the group, what's important to the group. So we definitely have different characters playing out. So we also need to look at the ground that they're standing on. Things are unstable here. Very, very similar to the three. Things are unstable. We're not sure how to get a firm ground. And why would you ever put these wands together to create something beautiful when the ground and the foundation just isn't there? The blue sky is saying that there is hope. Things will turn around soon, but again, we need someone to take the lead. Now, if this card is coming up for health concerns, it's representing that there'll be a level of fatigue, wanting to escape this situation, wanting things to just, become easy again because it just got too hard. There might be a level of headaches here, and that's just that overwhelm, the troubles that are going on, just wanting to control things to be able to create that peace and harmony. But there's too much trouble. And it can also represent like a sports injury. If you're talking to someone who's like hurt their ankle, their knee, their hips, their back, it's they're physically exerting way too much energy without being really focused on what's the goal, what's their strategy for creating that success. So there is a lot going on in this card, but really all you have to remember is that there's some change, there's some lack of authority. Come on, we need to step up. We need to be the strongest leader in the room. So I hope that makes sense. I will talk to you later.